What if I told you that recent research supported the idea that mass-produced meats and the chemicals found in them are linked to cancer? Would you think twice about that Big Mac from McDonald's? I know I do. We all have to eat, plain and simple, but what you eat can have a serious effect on your physical and mental health. You probably think most vegetarians are hippies who try to refrain from killing animals, but in reality, there are quite a few of us who simply hate putting the chemicals and preservatives that come with meat into our bodies. For me personally, I watched the film Food Inc. May of 2012, and I have not eaten meat since. Sure, not everyone is as affected by documentary films, and maybe 2.5 years without meat is excessive, but I can confidently say that I have never felt healthier or more energized than I have since cutting meat out of my diet. Anyone who is considering adopting a healthier lifestyle in any way, shape, or form should seriously consider becoming a vegetarian. Becoming a vegetarian has many health implications, from the things you'll gain through cutting out meat as well as the way to transition based on what your body will be using or losing. But it's easy to understand the process of what eating meat is. An animal is raised, they're killed, they're sent to the butcher, and then they're sold. But what about the parts of the process that we don't see, like their diets or their living conditions? Today, meat companies mass-produce the products they put out, which is not only bad for the animals, but also bad for our bodies and the environment. Factory farm animals do not have a healthy diet, which does not make for healthy animals. Factory farm animals are fed feed stuff, which is a combination of garbage, chicken feathers, stale cookies, chicken manure, bubblegum, and restaurant waste. Now, that doesn't sound very appetizing to me. I don't know about you. When animals consume that bad food, you consume that bad food too. Their diet becomes a part of your diet. I don't particularly want to eat chicken manure and restaurant waste. Factory farmed cattle are fed grains and are more susceptible to E. coli and other bacterial infections. Because of these bacterial infections, animals need to receive antibiotics to keep their bodies healthy. And when animals switch their diets from greens to this feed stuff, their bodies don't react well, so they're given those antibiotics. By consuming these antibiotics and by consuming the animals that are taking these antibiotics, our bodies become more drug resistant towards those antibiotics because we're receiving them in more ways, shapes, and forms than we should. About 70% of all the antibiotics and similar drugs produced in the United States are given to livestock and poultry, so that's 70% of antibiotics that are somehow getting transferred back into your body. Factory farms do not create conditions for a healthy environment either. Manure is expensive to move, so most of the time it ends up polluting the soil and nearby water sources. And contrary to moving it out of factory farms, manure in pastures does good for the soil by fertilizing it naturally. For example, Sanderson's Farms, a chicken plant that is ranked 24th on the EPA's list of the largest polluters in the country, released 2,195,343 pounds of toxic waste into neighboring waterways. This isn't good. So not only does our meat start in rough conditions, but it isn't preserved correctly either. In order to preserve meat for an extended period of time, companies need to inject certain hormones and preservatives into the bodies of the animals before and after death. These additives are very harmful to our bodies as humans. Growth hormones such as RBGH or RBST can be linked to some serious health issues. Synthetic hormones can increase estrogen levels in our bodies, which is never good, because an increase in estrogen has been linked to prostate, and endometrial cancers. These synthetic hormones can be linked to issues with thyroid disease, diabetes, obesity, and infertility. Added preservatives are bad for our body in general, and factory farm meat has an exceptional amount in it. Certain types of preservatives are linked to asthma and an increased risk for cancer. Preservatives have been known to counteract certain types of vitamins and hinder their positive effects on our bodies. The New South Wales Food Authority provides information on what preservatives are allowed in certain types of meat based on where they come from and how they're being exported. So through this, it is clear that meats are affected by various types of preservatives, including some that were deemed dangerous in other studies. So you might be convinced that cutting out meat is a healthier way of living, but there's still a right way to go about it so that your body can adjust to the lack of protein and iron. So everyone knows vegetables are healthy for us to eat, but there's a proper way to transition to that vegetarianism that will leave the best impact on your body. So number one, transitioning slowly will help your body get the max amount of benefits from being a vegetarian. Reducing the amount of meat you eat for a month or two will make the effects of the lower protein levels easier on your body. Transitioning by making your favorite recipes meat pointless, or with tofu will make the transition more enjoyable, or you can just quit cold turkey, which is what I did. Sometimes it's easier for people to transition slowly from a mental standpoint. Other things you can do, supplementing your body needs with vitamins and alternative foods is an important part to being a vegetarian. You need to be sure to identify what kind of vegetarian you are. It's important to decide if you'll be consuming dairy, eggs, and fish in regards to your diet. Be sure to gain sufficient amounts of iron, protein, calcium, and B12 through beans, nuts, spinach, soy products, and alternatives to dairy. And if you feel like you're not getting enough of the vitamins you need, do your research. Most drugstores offer supplemental vitamins specifically for vegetarians, or you can just take vitamins specific to what you're lacking. So now that you have all the tools you need, I hope that when you're making your decision, you'll remember the following premise, which is becoming a vegetarian is better for the animals and for our bodies, but there's also a way to transition to maximize the benefits it will do for your body. Being a vegetarian is a quick and easy change to make in your diet that will affect you in so many ways. Through your physical and mental health, you'll gain more energy and be able to tackle so much more because of the decisions you're making. So what better time to start helping your body prepare for the future than right now?